Hello children, in the second video of the French Revolution, I am going to explain you political causes. In this, we will see political reasons which led to the famous and popular French Revolt of 1789. See children, at that time there was the French monarchy, means they ruled from 1775 to 1793. At that time, Louis XVI was the king. He married to Marie Antoinette. And if you see his history or his life, in 1774, Louis XVI was the Bourbon family of kings ascended to the throne of France, means he became king at that time. He was 20 at that time. See children, at that time he was 20-year-old when he married to the Austrian princess Marie Antoinette, who always interfered with the administration. He ruled as an absolute monarch. He had maintained the huge army and built a big extravagant court at the immense palace of Versailles, which drained the wealth of France. Means he had expenditure a lot of money on his luxury life and on his palace. You can see palace, children. If you see this palace or his palace, you can imagine his luxury life. Then there was a political body in France known as Estate General, to which 3 Estate General sent their representative to discuss contemporary issue, means day to day issues, problem, or to increase the tax. It is being discussed by the Estate General. However, the monarch means I am talking about Louis XVI alone could not decide when to call a meeting of this body. The last time it was done was in 1614. And you can see this palace where the Estate General get assembled for the discussion, for the meeting, and the last meeting was held in 1614. So here the proposal for the new tax are being discussed. Before I explain this, children, I want to make it clear that who were Estate General. Actually, Estate General was a political body. Listen it carefully, children. Estate General was a political body to which the 3 estates sent their representative, which you have seen that palace, and each estate had 1 vote irrespective of the members of representation. Second, the Estate General had power to increase the taxes. Again, listen it carefully. The Estate General had power to increase the taxes. And see children, king all alone could not increase the taxes. He alone could not decide to increase the taxes. But children, see again, think that the 3rd estate's main problem was in representation. Largest group, which was consist of 90% of population with only 1 vote in the estate, means if you see overall in France, the total 100% population, out of 100, 90% population was of 3rd estate. General 3rd estate wanted each person votes to count, and later on 3rd estate population, means people, become angry and annoyed. They were not happy with the system. So what they did? To protest the unfair voting, the 3rd estate tells the king, get lost. Means they were not happy with the system. So what they said to the king, get lost, and they make their own government, calling themselves the National Assembly. Now if you see second, economic cause, it is related to the business only. Children, if you could able to imagine about 18th century, at that time the system was entirely different as you are seeing today, and really you will be surprised to know at that time there was no transport, industry, electricity, communication. Only sources of revenue was from land. So French economic was based on revenue from land and on feudal system. During Louis XVI, France had 2 billion livre debt. naturally to meet their needs, to carry out his luxury life or expenditure. So requirement was needed, on that requirement was money, and to clear debt the government had to charge huge taxes from third estate. Children, if you see, reason behind it to increase the tax was that in 1776 France helped 13 American colonies, means out of their country they were helping USA to gain their independence from Britain. And who was helping? The Louis XVI. And so naturally when he was helping to some other country, so this added more than a billion livre to a debt of 2 billion, which reached to 3 billion now, means till 1789. Lenders who gave the state credit, means who helped or who financed money for war, now began to charge 10% on loans. So the French government was obliged, means they were compelled to spend and 43% of its budget on interest payment alone. To meet its regular, see how the government of Louis XVI came to a trouble, how they were facing the problem. To meet its regular expenses such as maintaining army, the court, government offices, and so what the state government did? So the state was forced to increase taxes. This really resented, means made angry third estate. This annoyed the third estate people, and so all third estate people get together and decided to revolt against Louis XVI. So this was the main cause. And if you see, the next cause was subsistence crisis. This I will explain you in next video. So thank you for listening it.